topic of pre-bid conference for various projects. We have goods and services and civil works. But we start na lang with goods. So, offers the abundance. In attendance for this afternoon is pre-bid. Again, today is May 19, 2026. It's already 14 p.m. Both in attendance for this afternoon's topic of activity, our Vice Chairperson, Engineer Civil Ibal, Engineer Robert Naval, and our Premier Member, Ms. Maria Ponson, our application of the report for goods and services. Also in attendance from our observers, our representative from BOA, Mr. Igor Francis Vegas. Also assisting us are the members from Top Secretary and Technical Working Group for representatives from Duneco Marketing Corporation, from LLEB Construction and Trading, and multi-piece international corporation. Also, we have attendees from Otus Copy Corporation via Zoom and multi-piece. Okay, so let's proceed first with contract ID number 25 GD 0017.
Good afternoon po. My name is Aldrin Estegin from Supplier Company Relations Section under Administrative Division. I'll be reading the contract ID number 25GD0073, supply and delivery of paint cartridges, toner cartridges, maintenance boxes, and racing pads for use in institutional office. Budget for the contract for the ABC is 2,402,479 pesos only. Delivery terms is 30 calendar days.
Ito ba yun? I mean, ito yung pinaka-PowerPoint.
Yes. Pero yung projected po ito po dapat yung nasa para po full screen po siya.
Okay.
Approved budget for the contract ABC is 2,402,479 pesos. Delivered terms is 30 calendar days. For the technical specifications, bundle 8 episode 001.
Yung PowerPoint. Ito. Yes. Meron na.
May.
Right?
Tayo mga problema yung tayo.
Medyo hindi na lang sa internet. Bawal nga eh. Diba? Ay na. Ay na. Mahina lang siguro yung internet. Sige. Ulit sa hindi mo lang sabihin.
Good afternoon po. For the contract ID number 25GB003, supply and delivery of ink cartridges, toner cartridges, maintenance boxes, and raising pads for use in the surgical office. Approved budget for the contract of the ABC is 2,402,479 pesos only. Delivered terms is 30 calendar days. For the technical specifications, bottle ink Epson 001 black, 30 bottles, Epson 001 cyan, 30 bottles, Epson 001 magenta, 30 bottles, Epson 001 yellow, 30 bottles, Epson 003 black, 159 bottles, Epson 003 cyan 141 bottles. Epson 003 magenta 141 bottles. Epson 003 yellow 141 bottles. Epson 008 black 140 bottles. Epson 008 cyan 125 bottles. Epson 008 magenta 125 bottles. Epson 008 yellow 125 bottles. Epson 664 black 10 bottles. Epson 664 cyan 10 bottles. Epson 664 magenta 10 bottles. Epson 664 yellow 10 bottles. Brother VP 6000 black 20 bottles. Brother VP 5000 cyan 115 bottles. Brother BT 5000 magenta 115 bottles. Brother BT 5000 yellow 115 bottles. Brother BTV 60 black 30 bottles. Brother TN 456 black 5 cards. Brother TN 456 cyan 5 cards. Brother TN 456 magenta 5 cards. Brother TN 456 yellow 5 cards. Canon Pixma 8 and Lock 50 cards. Canon Pixma 811 Tricolor 50 cards. Canon T06 3526C002 Black 1 card. Maintenance box for Epson L1 5160 E04D1 5 pieces. Maintenance box for Epson L6490 E04D1 28 pieces. Maintenance box for Epson L15150 C90 45 pieces. Waste ink pad for Epson L5290 3 pieces. Warranty 1 year on acceptance by the end users. Contract ID number 25GB00018. Purchase of various rental multifunction photocopier machine for CY 2026. Approved budget for the contract on the ABC is 3,016,500 pesos only. Contract duration is 6 months. Technical specifications. Brand new photocopier machine monochrome only with 15,000 copy limit, 8 units. Brand new photocopier machine monochrome only with 20,000 copy limit, 2 units. Brand new photocopier machine monochrome only with 25,000 copy limit, 3 units. And brand new photocopier machine monochrome only with 13,000 copy limit, 1 unit. Machine type monochrome laser multifunctional function. Print, copy, scan, optional fax, and then connect to internet. Print speed for flat is 50.5/51 ppm for A4, 27.5/25.5 ppm for A3, 27.5/25.5 ppm A4R, and 13/50/4 ppm A5R. First of the output time per block is approximately 3.9/6 seconds or less. Page cover resolution is 1200 dpi by 1200 dpi and 600 dpi by 600 dpi. Paper trays, 2 trays plus bypass trays. Maximum paper unit capacity is 500 sheets 80 GSM per tray. Paper output capacity is 250 sheets 80 GSM. Multiple copy up to 999 copies. Duplex automatic document reader for back-to-back copy and print with electronic sorting and collating. Reduction enlargement is 25 to 400% in 1% increments. Brand new photocopier machine monochrome, 15,000 copy limit, and color 2,000 copy limit. 2 units. Brand new photocopier machine model from 15,000 copy limit and colored 5,000 copy limit with 1 unit. Brand new photocopier machine model from 15,000 copy limit and colored with 7,500 copy limit, 1 unit. Brand new photocopier machine model from 20,000 copy limit and colored 6,500 copy limit, 2 units. Brand new photocopier machine model from 20,000 copy limit and colored 7,500 copy limit, 1 unit. Machine type, color laser multifunctional. Function is print, copy, scan, optional fax, and can connect to internet. Print speed, black, 55 over 51 ppm for A4, 27.5 over 25.5 ppm A3, 27.5 over 25.5 ppm A4R, and 30 over 4 ppm A5R. First copy output time for black is approximately 3.9 over 6 seconds or less. Print cover resolution is 1200 dpi by 1200 dpi and 600 dpi by 600 dpi. Paper trays, 2 trays plus bypass tray. Maximum paper input capacity is 500 sheets, 80 sheets per tray. Paper output capacity is 250 sheets in each ESM. Multiple copy up to 920 copies. Duplex automatic document feeder for back-to-back copy and print. With electronic sorting and plating, production and enlargement of 25 to 400% in 1% increments. Paper tray, 2 trays plus bypass tray. Service package with 2% spoilage allowance, inclusive of consumables and parts, toner and ground, etc. except copy paper. Once a week for preventive maintenance. Upon request for preventive maintenance or repair with 24 hours response time. Contract term is 6 months with free installation. All of the above copying machines must be heavy-duty, brand new. The bidder must provide a certificate from the manufacturer stating that the copying machines are brand new. The bidder must be an authorized service partner of the brand and must provide a certificate from the manufacturer stating the same. The bidder must provide a certificate from the manufacturer stating that the consumables, toner, and supplies to the provided are original. The bidder must provide a certificate of satisfactory performance from Dpwh or any government agency. The winning bidder shall provide brand new and original stocks of consumables, parts, supplies from the machine at the Dpwh concerned offices and must maintain a 10% buffer stock at the admin SPMS based on the required number of units as stated in the contract. This shall be a 2% deduction from the billing for every delay of the toner delivery as required needed by the Dpwh concerned offices. The cost per copy included all taxes imposed to the government or any of the latest state of the available market. The winning bidder shall provide at least 5 units of backup for the contracted units. The winning bidder shall have at least 1 or 2 in-house technicians. The winning bidder shall keep the copier machine in good operating conditions at all times. Note, the office of agency should be within 30 kilometers radius of the regional office 4A, Tandubang Interchange, Barangay Mayapang, Laguna. Bid data sheet for both the contract. The procuring entity is Dpwh Regional Office Number 4A. The project title is stated earlier. The identification number of the contract is also stated earlier. The funding source is 2.1 the GOP through the source of funding as indicated below for FY 2025 in the amount is stated earlier. The source of funding is FY 2025 engineering and administrative overhead or the AEO. Foreign bidders, except those falling under ITB clause 5.2b, may not participate in this project. The bidders SLCC, similar to the contract to be bid, should have been completed within 5 years prior to the deadline for the submission and receipt of bids. Subcontracting is not allowed. The procuring entity will hold a private conference for this project on May 19, 2026 at 12 p.m. at the bidding room, Dpwh Region 4A, Mayapang, Laguna, and through video conferencing webcasting via Zoom, which shall also be live streamed on YouTube. The procuring entity's address is Attorney Edward Martin Hernandez, Bank Chairperson, telephone number 02049 34810219. Email address is procurement procurement_R40 and dpwh.ph. The ABC is stated earlier. Any bid with a financial component exceeding the amount shall not be accepted. The bid prices for goods supplied from outside of the full range will be coded in Philippine peso. Bids will be valid for 120 calendar days from the opening. The bid security shall be in the form of a bid security declaration or any of the following. The amount of not less than 2% of ABC if the bid security is in cash. The amount of not less than 2% of ABC if the bid security is in cashier's check. The amount of not less than 2% of ABC if bid security is in manager's check. The amount of not less than 5% of ABC if bid security is in bank draft. The amount of not less than 5% of ABC if the bid security is in guarantee. The amount of not less than 5% of ABC if bid security is irrevocable LOC, or the amount of not less than 5% of ABC if bid security is surety bond. The bid security shall be valid for 120 calendar days from bid opening. In case of extension of bid validity and bid security validity period, substitution of the bid security form is allowed. Bid security declaration and the following forms be used. A. Cash or cashier's or manager's check issued by a bank. B. Bank self guarantee or irrevocable letter of credit issued by a bank, provided, however, that it shall be conformed or authenticated by a LOC bank if issued by a foreign bank. Surety bond callable upon demand is issued by a surety or insurance company duly certified by the Insurance Commission as authorized to ISS such security. The address for the submission of bids is at the bidding room, Dpwh Region 4A, Mayapang, Laguna, through manual submission. The deadline for the submission of bids is on or before 10 o'clock a.m. of June 2, 2026 Late fee shall not be accepted. The place of the bid opening is at the Dpwh Region 4A, Mayo, Laguna. The date and time of bid opening is June 2, 2026 at 10 a.m. The award criterion shall be determined as follows. The detailed evaluation of the financial component of the bids to establish the correct calculated prices of the bids, and the ranking of the total bids prices are so calculated from the lowest to the highest, where the bid with the lowest price shall be identified as the LCP. Partial bid is not allowed. The goods are grouped in a single lot, and the lot shall not be divided into sublots for the purpose of bidding, evaluation, and contract award. Arithmetical corrections allowed. The bidder within 5 calendar days from receipt of notice from the bank shall submit all the eligibility documents supporting its filled certificate of registration and membership. Registration certificate from Securities and Exchange Commission, SEC, latest general information sheet, GIS. Reflecting the beneficial ownership information, BOI, duly received by the Securities and Exchange Commission, SEC, for corporations. Department of Trade and Industry, PTI, for sole proprietorship, for Cooperative Development Authority, CDA, for cooperatives or its equivalent documents. Mayors or business permit issued by the CD or municipality where the principal place of business of the prospective bidder is located, or the equivalent document for exclusive economic zones or areas. Tax clearance for DO number 398, series of 2005, as finally reviewed and approved by the Bureau of International Revenue, BIR. The prospective bidders audited financial statements showing, among others, the prospective bidders' total and current assets and liabilities. Stamp received by the BIR or its duly accredited and authorized institutions for the preceding calendar year, which should not be earlier than 2 years from the date of bid submission. The performance security shall be in the form of any of the following: cash or cashiers or managers check issued by a bank in the amount equivalent to 5% of the total contract price. Bank draft or guarantee or irrevocable letter of credit issued by a local bank. If issued by a foreign bank, it shall be confirmed or authenticated by a local bank in the amount equivalent to 5% of the total contract price. Surety bond followable upon demand issued by a surety or insurance company duly certified by the IC as authorized to issue such security in the amount equivalent to 30% of the total contract price. Special condition of contract. The procuring entity is Department of Public Works and Highways, Philippines, and Awards Committee, the back. The supplier is to be inserted at the time of contract award. The funding source is the GOP through the source of funding as indicated below for the FY 2025 in the amount as stated earlier. The source of funding is FY 2025 engineering and administrative overhead or the EL. The project site are defined in Section 6 Schedule of Requirements. The procuring entity's address for notices is DPWH Regional Office Number 4A, Tandubang Interchange, Barangay Mayapa, City of Calamba, Laguna. Attorney Edward Martin M. Hernandez, Bank Chairperson, telephone number is 02-049-3481-0219. Email address is procurement_r48@dpwh.gov.ph. The suppliers on this for notices is insert others including name of contract, fax, and telephone number. Delivery and documents. The delivery terms applicable to this contract are delivered, insert place of destination. Risk and title will pass from the supplier to the procuring entity upon receipt and final acceptance of the goods at their final destination. Delivery of the goods shall be made by the supplier in accordance with the terms specified in Section 6. Schedule of requirements. The details of shipping and/or other documents to be furnished by the supplier are as follows. Upon delivery of the goods to the project site, supplier shall notify the procuring entity and present the following original documents to the procuring entity. Supplier's invoice showing goods description, quantity, unit price, and total amount. Delivery receipt known. Warranty, subscription, maintenance certificate indicating start and end of the warranty, subscription, maintenance period. Delivered receipt detailing number and description of items received signed by the authorized receiving personnel. The terms of payment shall be as follows. One-time payment. Payment using LOC is not allowed. The inspections and tests that will be conducted are inspection and testing upon delivery. The obligation for the warranty shall be covered by retention money in an amount equivalent to 5% every progress payment or special bank guarantee equivalent to 5 of the total contract. Equivalent to 5% of the total contract price. The period for correction of defects in the warranty period is specified in Section 7, Technical Specifications. Price schedule for goods. Showing you the price schedule for goods, pricing details for goods offered from within the Philippines. Summary of bid prices. Checklist of technical and financial documents. Technical component envelope for legal documents. Valid Philippines registration certificate, no membership. Note, all legal documents indicated in the said certificate must be current and updated. Technical documents. Statement of the prospective bidder of all its employee government and private contracts, including contracts awarded but not yet started, if any, whether similar or not similar in nature and complexity to the contract to be bid. And document of the bidder's single largest completed contract, SLCC, similar to the contract to be bid, except under conditions provided for in sections 24.1.3 and 23.4.2.4 of the 2016 revised IRR of RA number 9184 within the relevant period as provided in the bidding documents. Original copy of bid security, if in the form of surety bond, submit also a certification issued by the Insurance Commission, or original copy of notarized bidding security declaration. Conformity with the technical specifications, which may include production, delivery schedule, manpower requirements, and/or after sales parts, if applicable. Original duly signed only the sworn statement, OSS, and if applicable, original notarized secretary certificate in case of a corporation, partnership, or cooperative, or original special power of attorney of a member of the joint venture giving full power and authority to its officer to sign the OSS and do acts to represent the bidder. Latest General Information Sheet, GIS, reflecting the beneficial ownership information, BOI, duly received by the Securities and Exchange Commission, SEC, for corporations. Financial documents. The respective bidders' computation of net financial contracting capacity, or NFCC. A committed line of credit from a universal or commercial bank in lieu of its NFCC computation. If applicable, a duly signed joint venture agreement, JVA, in case the joint venture is already in existence, or duly notarized statements from all the potential joint venture partners stating that they will enter into abide by the provisions of the JVA in the instance that the bid is successful. Other documentary requirements under RFA number 9184 as applicable for foreign bidders claiming by reason of their country's extension of reciprocal rights to Filipinos. Certification from the relevant government office of their country stating that Filipinos are allowed to participate in government procurements activities for the same item or product. Certification from the DTI if the bidder claims preference as a domestic bidder or domestic entity. Financial component envelope. Original of duly signed and accomplished financial bid form and original of duly signed and accomplished price schedules. Showing you the checklist of technical and financial documents for a statement of single largest completed contract, SLCC, which are similar in nature. Showing you the statement of all ongoing government and private contracts, including contracts awarded but not yet started. Checklist of technical and financial documents for financial documents for eligibility check. Note, if partnership or joint venture, each partner or member firm of joint venture shall submit the above requirements. The values of the domestic bidder's current assets and current liability shall be based on the latest audited financial statements submitted to the BIR. Payment schedule for purchase of bidding documents, Monday to Friday at 8 o'clock a.m. to 2 p.m. Thursday, 8 a.m. to 12 o'clock p.m. Duration of the contract ID number 25G0017, 30 calendar days. For the contract ID number 25G00018, 30 calendar days. Deadline for submission of bids, June 2, 2026, at Dpwh Region 4A, Mayapak, Laguna, until 10 o'clock a.m. That is all for the book contract. Thank you both.
Thank you for your presentation. We'd like to ask the attendees those mentioned earlier. Do you have questions or clarifications? Yes, sir.
From the night of the book.
Umagaan sa iyo po.
For supply delivery of pig and cartridges po.
Yes.
Ilang copy po ng docs?
One original copy.
Okay po. Thank you.
Same it with the other one, the ID number. The version stole from other. Meron pa po from Otus copy systems. Clarice po ang kanyang
Good afternoon po. Michelle po from Otus. Clarification lang po under bidding documents, page 13. Doon na-discuss naman kanina. May nakalagay po kasi doon sa number 9. Typo error lang po siguro ito. Yung bid opening po niya is naka May 28.
page 30.
Under ano po, invitation to bid.
There's action to take. We're in public with something to be in something. Expansion of the agent, so very information to be.
Hello, Miss. Same type of job to schedule yan. So hindi na lang update ito sa schedule.
So there's an updated which is all the way from spring.
And so on, June 2 pa rin po.
June to po. Okay po.
Yes.
Another question po, sir. Tapos sa page 66 and 71. For schedule of requirements and technical specification po. Under po ng service package. Yung ano po, sir, pang ilang bullet ba to? Pang number 10 po, sir. For ano po ito, sir, yung sa rental multifunction photocopier machine po.
Ano ito ulit?
Yung number 10 po, yung the bidder must provide the certificate of yung service package po.
Something performance of the middle.
Opo. Ask ko lang po, sir.
Ano po question?
Yes, sir. Same po sila doon kay page 71 po ni technical specification po eh. Yung provision po. Ask ko lang po sana, sir, kung typo error lang po yung off doon, dapat po ata or.
It's not about all that totally that actually it should
Yes.
be Dpwh or any government agency.
Or po yun, sir. Tama po.
Yes, so.
Okay po. Same po doon sa page 71 po. And, sir, another question po. Since yung binasa po kasi namin, sir, yung sa service package po ninyo. Since meron po kasi kayong mga provision po dito ng original stocks, ng consumable po, meron din pong 5 units of backup, and then meron din po kayong nire-require na 1 or 2 in-house technicians po. Ang question ko po, sir, is regarding po doon sa note po ninyo, yung sa Office of Agency should be within 30-kilometer radius of the regional office. Yun, sir. Ang ano po natin dito, sir, is ang sinisecure po natin is response time po, tama? If nagka-problem po yung mga machine.
Yes, so ma'am, so based on our previous experience kasi namin, if the office of the service provider is beyond 30-kilometer radius, aside from the response time, yung coordination po with respect to the units pag may issues, nahihirapan po kami. So
Opo.
you could imagine if the office ng service provider comes from Metro Manila, yung mga nag-experience po kasi na kailangan train ayusin next week pupunta because of scheduling na rin yung service provider. Whereas kung malapit lang po siya, so again, easily maayos po yung mga concerns natin for the units delivered within.
Oh, sir. Actually, kaya ko po na-raise ito. Pag yun po kasi yung concern po natin is malilimit lang po yung bidder na makaka-join po. Hindi po makaka-join po yung sa Metro Manila, mga outside po sa Laguna. Kasi sir, kaya ko po nabanggit, meron po kasi kayong mga ano na po, hindi po ba enough yung may mga backup na rin po kayo? Meron kayong, actually may in-house po kayo 1 or 2. Meron din po kayong mga stocking ng consumable. And ang concern ko lang, sir, is puwede po kayang mag-add na lang po tayo ng response time or ilagay po natin 30 kilometer or 3 to 4 hours response time. Kasi upon checking naman po, especially sa amin, 3 to 4 hours is enough naman po na makaka-response po kami in case na magkaroon ng mga problem.
Yes, so noted yung pong comments. But as I mentioned earlier po, based on the experience ng office, again, just for the record, and to make it clear na we're not limiting the number of possible or would-be readers po. But again, based on the experience kasi, kaya po nilagay natin na preferably o sana yung mga mamasali po ay meron mga offices na sa Television area or at least near the office para po kami may problema na kailangan maayos agad. Also with respect to those technicians and staffs, again, requirement po, marami po, this is for the photocopy, marami po kasi requirements sa offices namin. Kaya talagang kailangan may mga backup and standby time aside from the technicians para po ma-resolve yung mga concerns natin sa inputs. But we discuss if that can be a possibility, yung sinasabi niyo po regarding those. Any questions po?
Last na lang po, sir. For clarification letter po, until when po kayo pwedeng mag-submit po?
Yes, so 10 days before the BOP. That means 10 days. So that we can easily, we can provide the necessary reply and equality if necessary.
Okay po. Thank you po. Yun lang po, sir.
Okay, well, then, or other attendees po, other clarifications. What's this one? Okay, so there being no other queries or concerns, clarifications for the goods contracts, we proceed now with the civil works. Thank you, Mark.
Thank you po. Permission to leave po.
Maintenance Division, and I will present to you the projects under the maintenance. Contract ID number 26D022, construction of various classrooms under Basic Education Facilities Fund, BAFF Batch 1. Construction of one-story, two-classroom, Inayangan Elementary School, Patnanungan, Quezon. Construction of one-story, three-classroom, Rosendo Algueño Elementary School, Dolores, Quezon. Construction of one-story, three-classroom, Bordeos Central School, Bordeos, Quezon. Construction of one-story, four-classroom, Infanta Central School, Infanta, Quezon. Construction of two-story, four-classroom, Dolores Macasaet National High School, Candelaria, Quezon. Construction of two-story, four-classroom,
Kalisay Spurs National High School, Mauban, Quezon. Construction of two-story four-classroom, Morong Elementary School, Sariaya, Quezon. Construction of two-story four-classroom, Lagalag Elementary School, Chaong, Quezon. Construction of two-story four-classroom, Cuenca Central School, Cuenca, Batangas. Construction of two-story four-classroom, Dagatan Elementary School, San Jose, Batangas. Construction of two units of two-story six classroom, Paralang Elementarya ng Kalingatan, Mataas na Kahoy, Batangas. Construction of three-story six classroom, Talipan National High School, Pagbilao, Quezon. Construction of three-story six classroom, Kalenhon Elementary School, San Antonio, Quezon. Construction of
Ito. Okay, yung next on the position.
construction of four-story 12 classroom, Maunong Elementary School, City of Calamba, Laguna. Construction of four-story 12 classroom, Dagatan National High School, Dolores, Quezon. Construction of four-story 12 classroom, Luzon Elementary School, Naik, Cavite. Construction of four-story 15 classroom with gymnasium at fourth floor, San Luis National High School, City of Antipolo, Rizal. Construction of four-story 16 classroom, Phase 2, Belvedere Elementary School, City of General Trias, Cavite. Construction of four-story 16 classroom, Dolores Central School, Dolores, Quezon. Construction of four-story 20 classroom, Dalahican Elementary School, Lucena City, Quezon. And construction of four-story 20 classroom, Halang Elementary School, Naik, Cavite. Now I will present to you the items of works. Part A, facilities for the engineer. 8.1.1 Sub-A, provision of field office for the engineer, rental basis per month, rental of an office space with a minimum floor area of 48 square meter. 8.1.2 Sub-4, provision of 4x2 pickup type service vehicle for the engineer on bare rental basis, vehicle per month. 8.1.4 Sub-1, provision of progress photographs per month, provision of one SLR camera and printing of 3R size progress photographs to record the exact progress of the contract works, photos taken before, during, and after the work implementation, to be submitted per month, duly signed by the contractor provided with albums. Common items of work, common items of Part B, other general requirements. B.3 Sub-1, permits and clearances, lump sum. B.5, project billboard or signboard, each. Installation of two pieces project billboard, one at the beginning and another at the end of the project. B.7 Sub-1, occupational safety and health program, lump sum. Provision of personal protective equipment or PPE, such as safety helmet, safety shoes, working gloves, dust masks, eye goggles, earmuffs, raincoats, and miscellaneous items such as medicine or medicine cabinet. The contractor shall provide qualified and experienced safety officer and first aider. B.9 Sub-1, mobilization demobilization lump sum. B.20 Sub-1, temporary fence lump sum. Now I will show you sample billboard. Now for the minimum material testing equipment for large contractors for contract ID number 26D022. Equipment requirements for large contractors. Contract ID number 26D022, construction of various classrooms under Basic Education Facilities Fund, BEFF Batch 1. For construction of one-story, two classroom, Ginayangan Elementary School, Patnalungan, Quezon. Electrical. Showing you the electrical riser diagram, power layout, and lighting layout. For construction of one-story, three classroom, Rosendo Algueño Elementary School, Dolores, Quezon. Architectural, showing you the perspective. Now for the rear, front, and ground elevation. Next for the reflected ceiling plan and roof plan. Now for the structural, showing you the standard details for the column termination bed, beam rebar termination bed, the beam penetration detail, the typical beam, and girder rebar layout. Now showing you the foundation plan. The roof beam, and the detailed elevation of truss. Now for the isometric view of connection of GI sheet to purlins. Now for the electrical, showing you the power layout and lighting layout. For construction of one-story, four classroom, Infanta Central School, Infanta, Quezon. Architectural, showing you the perspective, showing you the rear, front, elevation. Now for the section, ceiling, plan, and perspective. The typical detail section of in, detail cross section, and details section of corridor. The blackboard details. Now for the structural, showing you the standard details. Now for the electrical, showing you the power layout and lighting layout. Now for construction of two-story four-classroom Cuenca Central School, Cuenca, Batangas, construction of two-story four-classroom Degatan Elementary School, San Jose, Batangas, construction of two-story and four-classroom Dolores Macasait National High School, Candelaria, Quezon, construction of two-story four-classroom Lagalag Elementary School, Chao, Quezon. Construction of two-story four-classroom Kansiyay the First National High School, Mauban, Quezon. Construction of two-story four-classroom Morong Elementary School, Sariaya, Quezon. For the electrical, now showing you the ground floor and second floor power layout and ground floor and second floor lighting layout. Now for construction of two units of two-story six classroom para lang elementarya na Kaligatan, Mataas sa Kahoy, Batangas. For plumbing, showing you the ground floor and second floor sanitary line layout, ground floor and second floor water line layout, the roof plan for water line layout and storm drainage, and also the isometric diagram for water line layout, and the isometric diagram for sewer and drainage layout. For the electrical, showing you the second floor and ground floor power layout, and the second floor and ground floor lighting layout. For projects, construction of three-story six classroom Calenjon Elementary School, San Antonio, Quezon, construction of three-story six classroom Taliban National High School, Pagbilao, Quezon, architectural, showing you the perspective, now showing you the ground, second, and third floor plan. Now for the elevations. Showing you second floor reflected silk plan. Now for the details for the section of stairs. Next floor is the electrical, showing you the ground floor, second floor, and third floor power layout and lighting layout. For construction of four-story 16 classroom, phase 2, Belvedere, Elementary School, City of General Trias, Cavite, construction of four-story 16 classroom, Dolores Central School, Dolores, Quezon. For the architectural, showing you the perspective, the floor plans, the front elevation and the roof plan, the left side, right side, and rear elevation, the details of the ceiling air vent and the ground floor reflective ceiling plan, for the electrical, showing you the second floor and ground floor lighting layout, fourth floor and third floor lighting layout. Now for the ground floor power layout and the roof deck lighting layout. Third floor and second floor power layout, and the roof deck and fourth floor power layout. For construction of 4-story 8 classroom, Jose Rizal Elementary School sa Riaya, Quezon, construction of 4-story 8 classroom school building, Pedro Paterno National High School, Calaca, Batangas. Architectural, showing you the perspective, showing you the key plans. The second floor reflected ceiling plan and the roof plan. The needed elevation of roof, the detailed section of stairs, for the electrical, showing you the ground floor, second floor, third floor, and fourth floor power layout, and the lighting layout. Plumbing. Now here is the sewer and drainage layout. And the water layout, and also the isometric diagram for water line layout, and the isometric diagram for sewer and drainage layout. For the structural, now showing you the foundation plan and the framing plans. And the elevation of the truss. For projects, construction of 4-story 20 classroom, Dalahigan Elementary School, Lucena City, Quezon. Construction of 4-story 20 classroom, Halang Elementary School, Nay, Cavite. For the architectural, now showing you the perspective, the key plans, now for the roof plan and elevation. Now for the reflected ceiling plan. Now for the electrical, showing you this ground floor and second floor lighting layout. And also the power layout. And for the plumbing, these are the sewer and drainage layout. The water line layout. The isometric diagram for water line layout and the isometric diagram for sewer and drainage layout. Now for the scope of work, structural, clearing and graving, structure excavation and embankment, all footing, tie beam and roof beam, all concrete foundation and roof trusses. For the architectural, floors, walls, and ceiling works, all doors and windows, roofing works, carpentry and joinery works, railings. For the plumbing rough-ins and fixtures, cold water lines, storm drainage, catch basin, sewer line works, and septic tank. For the electrical, conduit rough-ins and fixtures, wires and wiring devices, panel board with main and branch breakers, and lighting fixtures. And lastly, for the mechanical, ventilating system and fire extinguisher. Now these are the equipment requirements for the minimum major equipment requirements. Now the minimum work experience requirements for the personnel, for the key personnel are the following. The approved budget for the contract is 721,616,678.99 pesos and 99 centavos. The source of fund is fiscal year 2026 GAA for Dpwh infrastructure program. Contract duration is 300 calendar days. Now for the major category of works, buildings, construction without piles, low-rise concrete frame, 1 to 5 stories. Similar categories of works, this includes buildings, construction with piles, high-rise concrete frame, castle place piles 6 and above stories, buildings, construction with piles, high-rise concrete frame, castle place piles 16 and above stories. Buildings, construction with piles, low-rise concrete, castle place piles 1 to 5 stories. Buildings, construction with piles, high-rise concrete, driven piles 6 and above stories. Buildings, construction with piles, high-rise concrete frame, driven piles 16 and above stories. Buildings, construction with piles, low-rise concrete, driven piles 1 to 5 stories. Buildings, construction without piles, high-rise concrete, 6 and above stories. Buildings, construction without piles, high-rise concrete, 16 and above stories. Buildings, construction with piles, medium-rise concrete, driven piles, 6 to 15 stories. Buildings, construction with piles, medium, rise concrete, cast in place piles, 16 to 15 stories. And buildings construction without piles, medium rise, concrete, 6 to 15 stories. That's all. Thank you.
It's also from the attendees, the questions. Yes, ma'am.
Sa email na malinis po ng Trivial Corporation. Ang unang tanong po is up to when ang submission of queries, and then site inspection po, kailan po ito?
With the queries at least 10 days before the opening of the bid, as mentioned na po, qualities of goods. For the site inspection, so masama ko sa iyo, hindi mo sa mga spesyo ng mga sa innovation ko lang ng mga tao. Innovation ko straight on the diba? I better vegan. I'm very specific area to since given the Roran area or sites.
Parang okay, inspection. Para namunin na namin, actually talagang condition of site and then.
As Mr. Sarah, dito, pwede naman po kasi punta on her own. Of course, pwede din po na mag-request na para masumahan ng engineers din po.
So, paano po yun? Pag mag-request kami or magsisend na letter?
Yes.
Bali, represent na po yung night po. Pag na-present na po.
Some of these requests for the restaurant is available, but not for implementing all of these and assisting for the possible schedule of the inspection.
Sa tapos. Since ito po yung last for hindi po ba, nagpadalo siya. In a total of amount na po, isang pala. So, pwede po ba dito magsabit lang na hindi po lahat sa liyan or isang kasi madami po kasi siya. So ngayon, pwede mamili lang po kami doon at certain location o lahat po yun sa salihan na tayo.
Lahat po siya kasi naka-cluster po siya.
Paano po yung submission? Isa lang po ba? For all time?
For the whole,
For all
yes, but this is treated as one. Clarifications or from one leg and The question is regarding the BOQ nakasama sa video. So, once you ay para lang post na isa how about the rest of the schools po? We will be posting big bulletin regarding students sa BOQ for your information directly. Meron pa po ba? Or online? Or attendees? Or then, sige, so we can proceed now with the presentation of construction condition of them.
Ito po yan. Kung represent na po siya, balik lang po kayo sa ito. Tapos dito sa share. Hanapin niyo po yung naka-full screen na ganun. Kapag na-share po yan, may na po yan. Kasi ito, yung control lang sa dito.
We recognize engineer vessels at Abuso, the confirmation letter for those of the
CJ. One step or
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Engineer Jara Mahalagan, and I'll present the technical component of the project that will be implemented under the construction division. For the first project, we have contract ID number 2016-00011. Binawalan naman on Taytay Diversion Road, Station 11 plus 938 to Station 12 plus 488, Binawalan Rizal. Contract ID number 2060-00050, Pagbilao Bypass Road, Station 140 plus 780 to Station 141 plus 60, Pagbilao, Quezon. Items of work. Part A, facilities for the engineer. 8.1.1 sub 8, provision of field office for the engineer, rental basis per month. Rental of an office space with a minimum floor area of 48 square meter. 8.1.2 sub 4, provision of 4x2 pickup type service vehicle for the engineer on bare rental basis, vehicle month. 8.1.4 sub 1, provision of progress photographs per month. Provision of one SLR camera and printing of 3R size progress photographs to record the exact progress of the contract works, photos taken before, during, and after the work implementation to be submitted per month, duly signed by the contractor, provided with albums. For Part B, other general requirements. B.5, project billboard or signboard each. Installation of 2 pieces project billboard, one at the beginning and another at the end of the project. B.7, sub 1, occupational safety and health program per month. Provision for personal protective equipment such as safety helmets, safety shoes, working gloves, dust mask, eye goggles, earmuffs, raincoats, and miscellaneous items such as medicine or medicine cabinet. The contractor shall provide qualified and experienced safety officer and first aider. B.8, sub 1, traffic management per month. B.9, mobilization, demobilization lump sum. Show you the Dpwh standard project billboards. Minimum material testing equipment for small contractor for contract ID number 26D00015. The minimum major equipment requirements are the following. Minimum material testing equipment for video contractor for contract ID number 26D00011. Showing you the minimum major equipment requirements. For contract ID number 26D00011, pinawalan ang Taytay Diversion Road, Station 11 plus 938 to Station 12 plus 488, pinawalan Rizal. Show you the vicinity map and key map. Layout map and straight line diagram. Typical roadway section. For the scope of work, road embankment using boulder fields, structural backfill, common barrel with installation of 1,000 millimeter diameter high density polyethylene pipe, construction of reinforced concrete slope protection, and construction of manholes with installation of 12-meter steel sheet pad on both sides. Show you the minimum major equipment requirements. For the manpower requirements, project manager and foreman should have at least 3 years of similar experience with the same position and 5 years of total work experience with similar and related position. Project engineer and materials engineer must be a Dpwh accredited project engineer 2 and materials engineer 2 respectively. And for construction safety officer, we concentrate the approved budget for the contract is 278,214,325 pesos. The source of fund is FY 2026 GAA for Dpwh Infra Program. And the contract duration is 300 calendar days. Major category of works, roads, construction, gravel, or RC. Show you the similar categories of works. For contract ID number 26D00015, Pagbilao Bypass Road, Station 140 plus 708 to Station 141 plus 16, Pagbilao, Quezon. Show you the layout plan and the straight line diagram. Typical role view session. Scope of work is construction of drainage structures using reinforced concrete line canal of 0.8 by 1 meter in size on both sides with curb and gutter and shoulder or bike lane using 1.5 meter wide of aggregate surface force on both sides. Showing you the minimum major equipment requirements. For the manpower requirements, project manager and foreman should have at least 3 years of similar experience with the same position and 5 years of total work experience with a similar and related position. Project engineer and materials engineer must be a Dpwh accredited provisional project engineer and materials engineer 1 respectively. Construction safety officer Rikosh P. The approved budget for the contract is 9,041,085 pesos, and the source of fund is FY 2026 GAA for DPWH infra program. The contract duration is 60 calendar days. Major category of works, roads construction, PCCP, RCP, showing you the similar categories of works. That's all over the technical component of the. Okay, question. Hindi na po yung financials.
Hindi po nawala.
Try mo po.
I-share ko muna. Hindi ba
Hala.
Hindi pa po ata na-share. I-share ko sa
Today, I am Engineer Christian Jolis of the Construction Division, and I will be presenting the legal and financial components of the project to be implemented by the Construction Division and Maintenance Division. Starting with bidding. ITB clause number 8.1, subcontracting is not allowed. However, for the project construction of classroom, as discussed previously, subcontracting will be allowed. Corresponding the bulletin for these changes will be issued. ITB clause number 9.1, the procuring entity will hold a pre-bid conference for this project on May 19, 2026 at 2 p.m. at bidding room, Dpwh Regional Office number 4A, Canduban Interchange, Barangay Mayapa, City of Calamba, Laguna. ITB clause number 10.1, the procuring entity's address is Edward Martin M. Ananes, Bank Chairperson, telephone number 049-348-10213. Email address procurement_R4A@dpwh.gov.ph. ITB clause number 12.1 sub H, bidders are also required to submit the following documents. Number 1, latest general information sheet, GIS. And number 2, valid ISO 9001-2015 certification. ITB clause number 12.21 sub H sub II is the use of the minimum work experience requirements for key personnel. ITB clause number 15.1, bids will be valid for 120 calendar days from bid opening. ITB clause number 16.2, the bid security shall be valid until 120 calendar days from bid opening. ITB clause number 16.3, in case of extension of bidding validity and bid security validity period, substitution of bid security form is allowed. Bid security declaration and the following forms may be used. ITB clause number 19, the address for submission of bids is bidding room, Dpwh Regional Office number 4A, Canduban Interchange, Barangay Mayapa, City of Calamba, Laguna, and electronically should be submitted at electronic bids_R4A@dpwh.gov.ph. The deadline for submission of bids is on June 2, 2026 at 10 a.m. for contract ID numbers 26D011, 26D015, and 26D022. For bids to be submitted electronically or online, the following procedures should be observed following the Department Order number 87, series of 2020. ITB clause number 22.1, the date and time of bid opening is on June 2, 2026 at 10 a.m. The place of bid opening is bidding room, Dpwh Regional Office number 4A, Canduban Interchange, Barangay Mayapa, City of Calamba. ITB clause number 25.5 sub A, partial bid is not allowed. The infrastructure project is packaged in a single lot, and the lot shall be divided into sub-lots for the purpose of bidding, evaluation, and contract award. In all cases, the NFCC computation, if applicable, must be sufficient for all the lots or contracts to be awarded to the bidder. ITB clause number 29.3 sub F, additional contract documents relevant to the project are number 1, construction schedule and S curve, 2, manpower schedule, 3, construction methods, 4, equipment utilization schedule, and 5, construction safety and health program approved by the procuring entity. ITP clause number 13.3, the performance security shall be in the form, number 1, the amount of not less than 10% of contract price. If performance security is in cash, cashier's check, manager's check, bank draft, guarantee, or a revocable letter of credit. While if the performance security is in form of surety bond, the amount should not be less than 30% of the contract price. ITP clause number 1, special conditions of the contract. GCC clause number 1.4, the start date should not be later than 7 calendar days from its issuance date of receipt of the notice to proceed. GCC clause number 5.1, the procuring entity shall give possession of all parts of the site to the contractor upon the receipt of the notice to proceed. GCC clause number 8.1, the amount of the advance payment is 15% of the contract amount in lump sum. GCC clause number 9.4, the advance payment shall be repaid by the contractor by deducting 15% from his periodic progress payments, a percentage equal to the percentage of the total contract price used for the advance payment. GCC clause number 15.5, in case of permanent structures such as buildings of types 4 and 5 as classified under the National Building Code of the Philippines, and other structures made of steel, iron, or concrete, which comply with relevant structural codes, such as but not limited to steel or concrete bridges, flyovers, aircraft movement areas, ports, dams, tunnels, filtration and treatment plants, sewerage systems, power plants, transmission and communication towers, railway system, and other similar permanent structures, 15 years, for contract ID number 26D022. And in case of semi-permanent structures such as buildings of types 1, 2, and 3, as classified under the National Building Code of the Philippines, concrete or asphalt roads, concrete river control, drainage, irrigation line canals, river landings, deep wells, rock causeway, pedestrian overpass, and other similar semi-permanent structures, 15 years for contract ID numbers 26D011 and 26D015. GCC clause number 20, if the contractor is a joint venture, all partners to the joint venture shall be jointly and severally liable to the procuring entity. GCC clause number 27.2, violations will warrant suspensions, which may include but is not limited to the following violations below. GCC clause number 20.1, the contractor shall submit the program of work to the procuring entity within 10 calendar days of delivery from the notice of award. GCC clause number 33.3, the period between program of work updates is 1 month or 30 days. The amount to be withheld for late submission of updated program of work is 1% of every progress billing of the contractor. GCC clause number 42.1, the percentage to apply to the value of work not completed is at least 1/10 of 1% of the cost of that performed portion of every day of delay. GCC clause number 44.5, cases when extension of contract time may be granted, which may include the enumeration below. GCC clause number 48.1, date by which operating and maintenance manuals are required is 30 calendar days. The date by which as-built drawings are required is 30 calendar days. GC's clause number 48.2, the amount to be withheld for failing to produce an as-built drawings and or operating and maintenance manuals by the date required is 10% of the final contract price. Bid security. Bidders are allowed to choose any of the following forms: cash, cashier's check, or manager's check issued by a bank, 2% of ABC. Bank draft or guarantee or irrevocable letter of credit issued by a bank, provided, however, that it shall be confirmed or authenticated by a local bank. If issued by a foreign bank, 5% of ABC. Surety bond callable upon demand, issued by a surety or insurance company duly certified by the Insurance Commission as authorized to issue such a security, 5% of ABC. And bid security declaration. Important notice: bids and bid security shall be valid within 120 calendar days from the opening of bids. Amount of cash, cashier's check, manager's check, 2% of ABC. For contract ID number 25D011, 5,564,286 pesos and 50 centavos. For contract ID number 26D015, 180,821 pesos and 70 centavos. For contract ID number 26D022, 14,432,333 pesos and 58 centavos. Amount of bank guarantee or irrevocable letter of credit or surety bond, 5% of ABC. For contract ID number 26D011, 13,910,716 pesos and 25 centavos. Contract ID number 25D015, 452,054 pesos and 25 centavos. And for contract ID number 26D022, 36,080,833 pesos and 95 centavos. Checklist of legal and technical requirements of the bid proposal. Submission of bids. One envelope system. Documentary requirements duly signed, paginated with ink tabs and book bound. For technical and financial envelopes, original. One original for technical and financial placed in one sealed envelope. Payment process of bidding documents. Monday to Wednesday, 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. and Thursdays, 8 a.m. to 12 noon. Bidding dates, June 2, 2026 at 10 a.m. Cost of bidding documents. For contract ID number 26D011, 15,000 pesos. For contract ID number 26D015, 10,000 pesos. And for contract ID number 26D022, 75,000 pesos. Important notice. The net financial contracting capacity or NFCC of the bidder shall be used in the eligibility processing. Prospective bidder must have an NFCC of at least equal to the ABC to be procured as follows. NFCC is equal to the current assets minus current liabilities times 15 minus value of portions of all outstanding works under the bidder's ongoing contracts, including awarded contracts to be started, which portions coincide with the contract to be bid. Credit line commitment shall no longer be accepted per GPP Resolution number 20, series of 2013, dated July 30, 2013, and Department Order number 37, series of 2014, dated March 26, 2014. In the NFCC, the fixed factor of 15 shall be used in the computation of NFCC regardless of the contract duration. As per the Department Order number 193, series of 2016, the procuring entity shall disqualify the contractor from participating in the bidding or award of contract for infrastructure projects if his firm incurred a delay in any of his ongoing contracts, either government or private, which is considered attributable to him pursuant to the provisions of IRR of RA 9184 in any of the following cases. Number one, where the firm incurred the negative slippage of at least 15% of his ongoing contract in accordance with Section 34.3.B.II of Rule X post qualification of RA 9184. Number two, where the delay in the completion of work has exceeded the time duration equivalent to 10% of the specified contract time plus any approved time suspension. The same shall be subject for rescission in accordance with Section 8.4 of Annex E of RA 9184. Or number three, where the total liquidated damages has exceeded 10% of the total contract price. The same shall automatically taken over by the procuring entity or award to a qualified contractor through a negotiation in accordance with Section 8.5 of Annex E of RA 9184. Work experience in similar contracts. Prospective bidder must have done a single largest completed contract, SLCC, similar to the contract to be procured, and whose value at current prices is at least 50% of the ABC. That's all po for legal and financial components of the projects by construction division and maintenance division. Is there any question po?
For the design, you told me, iba po yung purpose. Para sa kanila people then questions and answers.
Display on top. But this
Ano yung unahin? POR, BDS.
QR po. Magbabatas na po.
Pasuyo ka ako. Nagre-reflect ba? Nagre-reflect? Hindi.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Presenting both the terms of reference for the design and build services for the rehabilitation, reconstruction, and asset preservation of Maharlika Highway, road and bridge works along various sections in Quezon Province. Disclaimer po for everyone. Please be advised that the terms of reference or the TOR to be presented are presently under evaluation by the Government Procurement Policy Board or the GPPB and are subject to further review, revision, and approval. Thank you.
Hello po, good afternoon. I'm Engineer Ivy Barongo and I'll be presenting po yung ating terms of reference for the design and build services for the rehabilitation, reconstruction, asset preservation of Maharlika Highway Road and Bridge Works along various sections in Quezon Province. So, for the project background, the Department of Public Works and Highways is improving its pipeline of road transport projects nationwide for implementation and possible external financial assistance. The Amo-Maharlika Road is a major national arterial road facilitating interregional mobility, trade, and access to essential services across Calabarzon. Due to increasing traffic volume, aging pavement, and deteriorating bridge structures, the existing national road requires major rehabilitation. Dpwh Regional Office 4A is the implementing agency for this design and build project. For the project objectives, to improve the road pavement to provide a smoother riding surface and reduce road accidents by reviewing road geometry, pavement strength, and durability. Optimize design and focus on value engineering, reducing long-term maintenance while shortening project duration. Provide safe, efficient, and reliable transportation that supports economic growth and regional connectivity with Calabarzon and its neighboring regions. Deliver the project as a lump sum contract with outputs and deliverables stipulated in this POR. So, for the project name, design and build services for the rehabilitation, reconstruction, asset preservation of Maharlika Highway, road and bridge works along various sections in Quezon Province. So, for the location, the project is located in the province of Quezon, Region 4A, Calabarzon, covering the Maharlika Road from kilometer 93 to kilometer 246 plus 700. The Maharlika Road serve as a major national arterial road facilitating interregional mobility, trade, and access to essential services within Calabarzon and its neighboring regions. The design and build contractor shall coordinate with the Dpwh Regional Office 4A through the Planning and Design Division prior to mobilization and during all engineering surveys and investigations. For the boreholes, one deep draining and pitch abutment and one borehole at every pier of the 6 candidate bridges, with a depth of 13-meter minimum below river bed or 5-meter in sound bedrock hard strata, extend greater than 30-meter until bearing layer. For the duration, 20 months total, 8 months for detailed engineering design and preparation of bidding documents, with construction services commencing upon approval of the detailed engineering design plans. So for the project budget, source of funding, General Appropriations Act with a total allocation of 2,328,988,000. For the approved budget for the contract, we have 2,247,473,420 pesos. So, for the scope of work, there are 33 sub-projects across Quezon Province. The project covers 33 sub-projects along Maharlika Highway from kilometer 93 to kilometer 246 plus 700, grouped into the following programs. 1. Asset preservation, drainage construction, upgrading, rehabilitation of primary roads. 2. Asset preservation, preventive maintenance, primary roads. 3. Asset preservation, rehabilitation, reconstruction, upgrading of damaged paved roads. 4. Bridge rehabilitation, major repair of permanent bridges. 6. Bridge. 5. Network development, road widening primary roads. 6. Convergence and special support program, special road fund, MVUC per RA 11 Butulina. So for asset preservation, drainage and preventive maintenance, you have drainage construction, upgrading, rehabilitation along Maharlika Highway, kilometer 11 plus 735 to kilometer 112 plus 053. ABC amount 12.25 million. Preventive maintenance, primary road cover 5 sections, items 2 to 6 totaling about 512 million ABC, including kilometer 122 plus 378 to kilometer 124 plus 652. Kilometer 93 to kilometer 105 plus 795. Kilometer 108 plus 883 to kilometer 114 plus 578 and others. So each sections includes pavement preservation works to extend service life and ensure ride quality compliance. For asset preservation, rehabilitation, and reconstruction, rehabilitation, reconstruction, and grading of damaged paved roads, primary roads, items 7 to 17, span section from kilometer 142 plus 039 through kilometer 240 plus 794, including dense series of segmental works in kilometer 173, kilometer 178, kilometer 201, kilometer 211 to 213, kilometer 220 to 231, and kilometer 241 to 243. Total EBC for this group is approximately 830 million, the largest single category in the project. Works include full depth reconstruction of damaged pavement, plus complementary drainage and shoulder works. So this is bridges for rehabilitation, major repair. First, Binhaan Bridge, ABC amount 9.27 million. Second, Lagnas Bridge, ABC amount 159.23 million. Third, Doña Aurora Bridge, ABC amount 41.59 million. Fourth, Bilyobota Bridge, ABC 45.67 million. Fifth, Kamuhagay Bridge, ABC 59.35 million. Sixth, Hagakamit Bridge, ABC 17.32 million. For the road widening and MVUC convergence program, network development road widening for the primary roads, Maharlika Highway, kilometer 112 plus 053 to kilometer 112 plus 120, amount 4.61 million. Maharlika Highway, kilometer 167 plus 561 to kilometer 168 plus 232, ABC 46.73 million. Convergence and Special Support Program, Special Road Fund, MVUC per RA 11239, 8 sub-projects covering reconstruction, preventive maintenance, and infrastructure improvements along kilometer 142 to kilometer 195 sections. Largest MVUC item, reconstruction, kilometer 142 plus 326 to kilometer 148 plus 412 series, ABC 174.80 million. Two-phase design and build of roads. So for the phase 1, detailed engineering design services for 8 months. So it covers for engineering surveys, structural foundation investigation, technical studies, plans, drawings, cost and quantity estimate, program of work, pre-qualification, and bidding documents for per RA 12009. For phase 2, construction services commences upon DED approval, site clearing, grabbing, earthworks, subbridge preparation, pavement layers, road widening, bridge construction, rehabilitation, drainage, slope, coastal protection, safety facilities, and utility relocation. All works carried out under Dpwh HGCS 2015 edition, AASHTA guidelines, and applicable department orders. For the DED, the general requirements, conduct studies, surveys, and investigations, prepare detailed engineering design plans, specifications, cost estimate, pre-qualification and bidding documents, and right-of-way acquisition plans. Coordinate with DPWH Region 4A Planning and Design Division and follow DPWH DGCS 2015 edition and all applicable department orders. Coordinate with Regional Development Council and concerned local government units. To conduct road safety audit during the design stage to eliminate black spots. Use computer-aided design software. Turn over all electronic files with DPWH R4A TV. For topographic survey, profiling at 20 meters interval, cross sections plus 100 meter beyond construction limits, contour maps at 5 meters, and 1 meter minor intervals. For hydrological survey, design discharge for 25, 50, 100, and 500-year return periods for box culverts and bridges. Flood-prone area identification. Utility survey to locate and map all above-ground, underground utilities. Consolidated utilities plan with conflict assessment. Geohazard assessment per DPWH TGCS Volume 2A 2015 edition. Hydrographic survey at bridge sites 250 meter upstream and downstream of bridge center line. For DED geological and geotechnical investigation, minimum of 4 drilling machines deployed simultaneously throughout the contract. Borehole 30 meter minimum below river bed or 5 meter in sound bedrock extend beyond 30 meter until bearing layer is encountered. Standard penetration test using 5.0 CS with spoon sampler, 63.6 kilogram hammer, 76.0 centimeter drop at 1.5 meter intervals. Rock quarrying with double tube swivel core barrels and N-size casings. Laboratory tests, silt analysis, other lineage, specific properties, CBR, swell index, consolidation, and confined compressive strength, triaxial direct shear. For DED of right-of-way, auxiliary and environmental assessment, right-of-way action plan in accordance with RA 12-289, Accelerated and Reformed Road Act, and DPWH right-of-way acquisition manual, DRAM, census and socio-economic survey of project-affected persons, Indigenous People Action Plan if CADT areas are affected, auxiliary survey per LMSDNR requirements, concrete monuments at every corner and at 100 meter intervals along streets. Environmental impact assessment per DAO 2003-30, Secure Environmental Compliance Certificate, ECC, or Certificate of Non-Coverage, CNC. Gender responsive preliminary rock prepared in a participatory manner with affected stakeholders. For DED, highway geometric and pavement design, highway geometric design per DPWH TGCS Volume 4, Highway Design 2015 edition. Pavement design report based on geotechnical investigation, considering embankment, field compaction, foundation, and stormwater drainage. In situ CBR tests where overlays rehabilitation are proposed without reworking existing layers. Optional modules of resilience MR testing. Performance-based specifications, including International Roughness Index RI thresholds, penalty clauses for deficiencies and incentives for cost time savings. Junction and intersection design with coordinate site distance greater than or equal to 90 meter per collector roads, intersecting roads at approximately 90-degree angle. First, scope ng DED, drainage and bridge design. Drainage design per section 5, DPWH TGCS Volume 4, culvert sizing, inlet outlet control, complete drawings, profile and cross sections, hydrological studies with rainfall intensity duration, frequency RIDF curves, catchment area study using 1:50,000 topographic maps, bridge design under Dpwh TGCS Volume 5, LRFD BSDS 2013 plus 2019 interim revisions, Bridge Aesthetics Guidelines 2018 and Blue Book 2013. Live Groovy HL 93 plus Caltrans P7 permit design live groove efficacy check, seismic design parameters, ground type, peak ground acceleration, short long period response spectrum, greater than or equal to 90% mass participation. For the construction phase of the roadworks, asphalt overlay, milling of existing pavement, bituminous concrete quarry and binder course, reflectors, thermoplastic marking signages, rehabilitation and widening, clearing and grubbing, removal of existing pavement, curb, sidewalk, earthworks, subgrade stabilization, subbase and base course, Portland cement, concrete pavement, PCC. Application of reflectors, thermoplastic pavement markings, and installation of regulatory warning and directional signs. For construction phase, bridge works, removal of existing structures and obstructions, existing sidewalks, railings, earthworks, embankment, and excavation, PCCP reinforced for approach, slabs, and approaches, substructure works, abutments, swing walls, back walls, superstructure works, girders, deck slabs, sidewalks, installation of bearings, expansion joints, and railings, waterproofing and luminous concrete wearing curves on bridge decks, drainage works, slope protection, and reflectors thermoplastic markings on bridge decks. For scope of work, construction drainage, slopes, safety, and utilities, drainage works, line canals, RCPC and box culvert, catch basins, manholes, outfalls, slope drainage and erosion control, slope and coastal protection, retaining walls, gravity cantilever MSE, river revetments, gabion, seawalls where applicable, road safety, pavement markings, regulatory warning directional signs, guardrails, barriers, crush, cautions, street lighting. Utility coordination and relocation. Joint inspection with electric cooperatives, water districts, and telecom providers. Utility relocation plan. No construction in conflict zones until coordinated. As part of the detailed engineering design services, the design and build contractor shall provide all labor, instruments, equipments, materials, supplies, vehicles, bunkhouses, traffic management, and safety signages necessary to perform satisfactorily the subsurface exploration required. Drilling and sampling, standard penetration tests, rock quarry, water level measurement, laboratory testing and analysis, preparation and submission of reports. For drilling and sampling, location and number, boreholes shall be located along the stretch of the Amharlika Road, kilometer 93 to kilometer 246 plus 700, at each abutment and at every onshore-offshore pair of the 6 bridges identified in the terms of reference. The minimum of 4 drilling machines shall be deployed simultaneously throughout the duration of the contract. Witnessing of the drilling operations will be done by Dpwh Region 4A representatives throughout the drilling duration. For the borehole depth, 30 meters minimum depth below riverbed or 5 meters in sound bedrock hard strata. In case bearing layer is not encountered beyond 30 meters, boring shall continue until preferred layer is encountered and or upon the instruction of the civil engineer, geotechnical engineer. For the final report, the design and build contractor shall prepare the standalone geotechnical report and analysis in 3 bound copies in a form and substance to be submitted to Dpwh Region 4A as part of the deliverables for the detailed engineering design phase, with 8 months from start of services. For the final report shall follow the structure and framework of the report. A. Project description and project background. PPC Nagimos in scale of 1:50,000. C. Geomorphology. D. Slope topography, vegetation, and climate. Regional geology and local geology. Geological map scale of 1:50,000 or more detail. Active fault map determine the nearest earthquake source. Historical records of seismicity within the area. 3 nearest earthquake source. Length of active fault based on Philbolt's map. Deterministic peak ground acceleration, spectral acceleration coefficient of 0.20 seconds, spectral acceleration coefficient at 1.0 sec, SD1, long and short spectral acceleration, 1,000-year period, seismic coefficient. Discussion and detailed maps about geohazard map degree of susceptibility of each geohazard relative to the location of the project site. Grid-induced landslide map, earthquake-induced landslide map, flood hazard map, and fluvial hazard maps. The final report shall follow the structure and framework of the report. Liquefaction hazard map, volcanic hazard map, tsunami, seisures, and storm surge hazard maps, and mining tenement maps, cars hazard map. Rock mass rating or RKD, discussions on problematic soils, collapsible, compressible, swelling, idealized soil, profile plan, geotechnical plan, field investigation and methodology, borehole drilling and sampling, laboratory testing, SIP analysis, other needs, final boring logs, final laboratory test results with summary, borehole location plan in scale of 1:250, reflecting the coordinates of the soil profile along structures, showing boring drilling logs. Soil profile along structure showing boring drilling logs, soil liquefaction investigating report, Fs equals CRR over CSR based on the result of geotechnical investigation, calculation of cyclic resistance ratio and cyclic stress ratio, soil bearing capacities, recommendation if called for, such as type of proposed countermeasures, structures to address geotechnical problems, and foundation type. All plans and waivers signed and sealed by experienced geotechnical engineer. Other data to be submitted and included in the report: boring logs such as job boring, hole number, date, time, boring drilling, foreman supervisor, weather condition, depth of boring at start of day, water level in casing at start of day, method of penetration, and flushing system. Description of soil strata encountered, depth of soil boundaries, size, type, and depth of soils, and sample number, type and depth of in situ test, standard penetration test, recovery ratios of sample, detailed notes on boring drilling procedure, casing sizes and resistance to driving, description of wash water or spoil from boring drilling tools, depth of boring at end of day. Other relevant information such as RQD, percent for recovery, angle of friction, cohesion, unit weight, specific gravity, signed curriculum vitae of registered geotechnical engineer with minimum 5 years experience. Photographs with geodag of the specific borehole drilling and sampling at each proposed site shall be taken by the contractor and incorporated in the report. Photographs shall be taken at each borehole location depicting the following: project name, title, date, location or station with coordinates, depth of termination, equipment used, water level measurement, performance of SPT and troubleshoot sampling, all cores in the core boxes, SPT and troubleshoot samples. For the implementation schedule, 20 months. Total contract duration, 20 months from receipt of notice to proceed. Detailed engineering design plus bidding documents, not more than 8 months. DBC commences within 7 days after NTP. Design stages of activities, reconnaissance, topography, geotechnical, hydrographic, parcellary, environmental surveys, right-of-way report, highway and bridge design, quantity takeoff, and costing. For the construction stage activities, months 8 to 20 consists of mobilization, road rehabilitation, reconstruction, asset preservation, and bridge widening per the approved DED. The deliverable summary, we have draft reports, 2 copies A4 white paper for DPWH reviews, comments. Final reports, 5 copies A4 white paper. Final design plans, 2 copies A1 highlight paper. For the contract plans drawings, 19 copies A1 white paper. Inception report within 15 days of NTP. Monthly progress reports before 5th of each month. Final completion report 15 days before end of services. All soft copies in PDF formats on DVD storage. For the institutional arrangements, DPWH Region 4A, the implementing office, disperses funds, manages contract, ensures quality of output, monitors progress, and approves reports. Bureau of Design Central Office provides technical assistance and ensures quality of output and report approval. Design and Build Contractor conducts DED, delivers output on time, provides equipment, accepts full responsibility, performs technology transfer to the implementing office. Independent checking engineer, independent technical reviewer engaged by DPWH per RA 12009. The independent checking engineer procured by DPWH Region 4A in accordance with Republic Act number 12009 and its IRR. Conducts independent review and validation of all detailed engineering design, related technical submissions, and civil works construction by the DPC. Ensures compliance with DPWH Blue Book and applicable standards, assesses safety, adequacy, and constructability of proposed designs. Fully independent from the DBC, no conflict of interest. All design submissions are subject to ICE review prior to approval. Engagement of the ICE does not relieve the DBC of its full responsibility for design and construction. Manpower requirements. The design and build contractor shall be composed of qualified staff with experience in road and bridge design and construction. Project manager. Act as team leader of the design and build contractor and ensures timely quality delivery of all deliverables specified in the DOR. Oversees detailed engineering design services, including survey, design plans, POQ, DOPA, and bidding documents. Supervise construction activities and coordinate with the DPWH Region 4A, DEO, and independent checking engineer. Manage monthly progress reporting, coordinating meetings, and project monitoring. The required qualifications, registered licensed civil engineer or equivalent senior infrastructure professional with proven leadership experience on large-scale road and bridge design and build projects, with at least 10 years experience managing DPWH-funded road and bridge design and construction projects of comparable scope and complexity. Senior highway engineer, registered licensed civil engineer with specialization in highway geometric and pavement design, responsible for the detailed engineering design of project roads, including pavement design, slope protection facilities, and operation plan. In accordance with DPWH DGCS Volume 4 Highway Design 2015 edition with minimum 5 years of experience in highway and road rehabilitation projects. For the position of bridge structural engineer, the responsibilities to conduct comparative bridge studies and detailed engineering design of the 6 bridges along Maharlika Highway, prepare structural analysis and design accordance with Dpwh TGCS Volume 5 and LRFT BSDS. Develop bridge architectural conceptual plans considering bridge aesthetics guidelines 2018 edition and supervise bridge construction activities including substructure and superstructure works. The required qualifications: registered licensed civil engineer with specialization in structural bridge engineering, adept in LRFD-based analysis and bridge aesthetics, at least 5 years experience in the design and construction supervision of permanent bridges and related structures along national highways. For the geologists, the detailed task responsibilities is to conduct site investigation, mapping and subsurface studies along the Maharlika Highway alignment, including bridge sites, assess geological, geotechnical, and hydrogeological conditions at project sites, collect and analyze rock, soil, and water samples, prepare geological and geotechnical reports to support project design and risk assessment, coordinate with engineers and project managers to address geotechnical concerns. The required qualification: bachelor's degree in geology, experience in geological geotechnical work, preferably in EGGAR preparation or infrastructure projects, strong knowledge of fluid mechanics, soil analysis, and hydrogeology, proficient with geological software and mapping tools. Additional BED personnel for survey and investigation includes hydrologist, flood management expert, 2 person for 2 months, hydrologic investigations and water-related surveys, geotechnical engineer, geotechnical investigation including data category reporting and area of concern evaluation, geologist, geologic investigations and geohazard validation, genetic engineer, topographic survey and mapping in aid of detailed alignment design, soil materials engineer, engineering properties of soil, aggregates, concrete, asphalt, and other construction materials. Cost specs quantity engineer, detailed civil works construction plan and build of quantities. Environmental specialist, environmental framework development, air and noise specialist for air quality and noise impact assessment, monitoring and management, route specialist, right-of-way action plan, planning, preparation and implementation, utilities engineer, coordination with utility providers and integration of utilities relocation. For the construction phase key personnel, we have project manager for overall planning, coordination, execution, and project completion. Project engineer, on-site technical supervision and implementation of construction works. Bridge engineer for superstructure and bridge engineer substructure. Construction supervision of bridge components. Material quality control engineer ensures all materials and workmanship comply with specifications and quality standards. Genetic engineer, safety engineer, and foreman for surveying, OSH program, implementation, and on-site supervision. For in terms of payment, advance and progress billing, for the advance payment up to 50% of total contract price in 2 installments. First installments, up to 15% of BED portion, the design component. Second installment, up to 15% of civil works portion, construction components. If slippage exceeds -5%, full recoupment of advance payment is applied to the next progress billing. Progress billing monthly based on actual work accomplished and supported by progress reports, effect photos, detailed quantities, measurement sheets, and test results. No progress payment without satisfactory inspection, quality control tests, updated reports, and safety, environmental, labor compliance. For the retention, 10% of every progress payment is withheld to guarantee faithful performance and rectification of defects. For the release of retention, 50% upon certificate of completion, remaining 50% upon certificate of final acceptance after punch list clearance. Retention may be substituted with an irrevocable standby letter of credit, bank guarantee, or callable surety bond. Final billing submitted upon completion of all works with SBL plans, final quantities, PAQC reports, and clearances. Final payment only after final inspection and acceptance by Dpwh Usual 4A and correction of all noted defects punch list items. That will be all for. Next po is the big data sheet. Big data sheet.
Tatawag ko si Ma'am Chris. Chris, please. Good afternoon. Now moving forward with the bid data sheet of contract ID 26D00021, the design and build services for the rehabilitation, reconstruction, asset preservation of Maharlika Highway, road and bridge works along various sections in Quezon Province. For ITB Clause 1.1, the procuring entity is Department of Public Works and Highways Regional Office Number 4A. The project title is Design and Build Services for the Rehabilitation, Reconstruction, Asset Preservation of Maharlika Highway, Road and Bridge Works along various sections in Quezon Province. The identification number of the contract is 26D00021. ITB Clause 2, the funding source is the Government of the Philippines through the General Appropriations Act, or GAA, for CY 2026 in the amount awarded to the winning contractor. ITB Clause 10.1, the procuring entity's address is Bidding Room, Dpwh Regional Office Number 4A, Canlubang Interchange, Barangay Mayapa, City of Calamba, Laguna, with implementing office, Department of Public Works and Highways Regional Office Number 4. ITB Clause 12.1 H2, the minimum work experience requirements for key personnel are as follows. Project Manager, one. Total number of years, 12, with similar work experience of 8 years. One project engineer with 8 total years and 5 similar work experience. 2 bridge engineers superstructure or substructure with a total of 8 years and 5 similar work experience years. Qualifications of these three are a licensed civil engineer with experience in construction of road and or bridges as project manager. Next, materials quality control engineer with a total years of 8 and similar work experience of 5 years with qualifications of accredited materials engineer 2. Next, geodetic engineer with total work experience of 8 years and or 5 similar work experience of 5 years and qualification of licensed geodetic engineer with experience in construction of roads and or bridges. Next, the safety officer with a total work experience of 5 years or similar work experience of 3 years with qualification of an accredited safety officer. Next, foreman with a total work experience of 8 years or similar work experience of 5 years with experience in road and or bridge construction as foreman. ITB Clause 12.4, the approved budget for the contract or ABC is 2,247,473,420 pesos. Any bid with the financial component exceeding this amount shall not be accepted. ITB Clause 14.1, the bid prices shall be quoted in Philippine peso. ITB Clause 15.1, bids will be valid for 120 calendar days from bid opening. ITB Clause 16.1, the bid security shall be in accordance with the following amount: 44,949,458 pesos and 40 centavos, which is 2% of the ABC if in cash, cashier's check, or manager's check. 112,373,671 pesos, comprising of 5% of the ABC if in backdraft, guarantee, irrevocable letter of credit, or surety bond. So, ITB Clause 16.2, the bid security shall be valid for 120 calendar days from bid opening. ITB Clause 16.3, the substitution of the bid security form is allowed. Bid securing declaration and the following forms may be used: A. Cash or cashier's or manager's check issued by a bank. B. Bank draft or guarantee or irrevocable letter of credit issued by a bank. If foreign issued, must be confirmed or authenticated by a local bank. C. Surety bond callable upon demand issued by a surety/insurance company duly certified by the Insurance Commission. ITB Clause 19, the address for submission of bids is Bidding Room Dpwh Regional Office Number 4A, Kanlupang Interchange, Barangay Mayapa, City of Calamba, Laguna. Deadline for submission of bids is June 2, 2026 at 10 a.m. ITB Clause 22.1, the date and time of bid opening is June 2, 2026 at 10 a.m. immediately after the receipt of bids. Place of bid opening, Bidding Room Dpwh Regional Office Number 4A, Kanlupang Interchange, Barangay Mayapa, City of Calamba, Laguna. ITB Clause 9.1, Pre-bid Conference. The procuring entity will hold a pre-bid conference on May 19, 2026, 2 p.m. at the Bidding Room, Dpwh Region 4A, Calamba, Laguna. The conference shall also be held through Zoom and live streamed on YouTube channel capital U, C, B, capital I, U, 3EA, D, capital Z, capital P, underscore C, capital K, G0, 2R, capital J, M, I, P, capital F, G. ITB Clause 5.2 or 5.1. Bidding is restricted to eligible bidders as defined in ITB Clause 5.2. The single largest completed contract or SLCC requirement are as follows. Civil works contractor must have completed a similar construction project where the value of participation exceeds 50% of the ABC, which comprises 1,123,736,710 pesos. Design consultant must have completed design of a similar project also at 50% of the ABC, which comprises of 1,123,736,710 pesos. ITB Clause 12.1b, minimum pickup license category and size range. The size range is large B for road and bridge. License category is quadruple A for road and bridge. Major category of work is RRP, roads and rehabilitation or PCC. Similar categories of work, RCP and RCB. IDB Clause 8.1, 8.3, and 8.4. Subcontracting is allowed. The subcontracted portion shall be limited to components not deemed significant or material, as defined by the procuring entity. Maximum allowed is 50% of the contract cost. Subcontractors must comply with the eligibility criteria specified in ITB Clause 5. Subcontractors identified during bidding must submit eligibility documents with a technical proposal. Those identified during contract implementation must secure head of procuring entity. ITB Clause 12.1 H3, minimum major equipment requirements. Backhoe wheel, 0.8 cubic meters. Dump truck, 10 cubic meters. Number 3, payloader, 1.5 cubic meters. Number 4, cargo or service truck of 2 to 5 metric tons. Number 5, cargo or service truck of 9 to 10 metric tons. Number 6, crawler crane, 21 to 25 metric tons. 7, the boom truck, 197 horsepower. Number 8, water truck or pump, or 16,000 liters. Drilling rig, hydraulic crawler type, and transit fixer. Bidders shall also submit a list of material testing equipment for the large contractor per Department Order 11 Series of 2017. Key personnel for the detailed engineering design or DED selected positions with a total of 13 DED key personnel. Number 1, project manager or team leader with total experience of 10 years and or similar work experience of 5 years with qualifications, licensed civil engineer with DED experience as team leader in road and or bridge projects, preferably with master's degree in civil engineering. Senior highway engineer, three senior highway engineer with total work experience of 5 years or similar work experience of 3 years. Licensed civil engineering with DED experience in road projects as highway engineer. Next, 2 bridge or structural engineers with total work experience of 7 years and similar work experience of 5 years. With qualification of licensed civil engineer with DED experience in road and or bridge projects, preferably 50 with master degrees in civil or structural engineer. Next, 2 hydrologists or flood management expert with total work experience of 5 years or similar work experience of 3 years with qualifications licensed civil engineer with DED experience of road and or bridge projects. Next, 2 geotechnical engineers with 5 work experience and 3 similar work experience with qualification licensed civil engineer with DED experience or road and or bridge projects, preferably with master's degree in geotechnical engineering. Next, 2 geodetic engineers with total work experience of 5 years or 3 similar work 3 years of similar work experience with qualification licensed geodetic engineer with experience in roads and or bridge projects. Next, 2 geologists with total work experience of 5 years or 3 similar work experience years with qualifications licensed geologist with experience in the of road and or bridge projects. Must have bachelor's degree in geology, geological engineering, or engineering geology. Next, 2 soils or materials engineer. Next, 2 cost or specs quantity engineer with total work experience of 5 years or 3 years of similar work experience with qualifications licensed civil engineer with DED experience of road and or bridge projects as quality or cost engineer. Next, 2 environmental specialists with total work experience of 5 years or 3 years of similar work experience with qualification licensed professional electrical engineer with DED experience in lighting system of road and or bridge projects. Next, 2 air and noise specialists. Next is 2 RAP specialists and 2 utilities engineer. ITP clause 22.2, the date and time of opening of the financial proposals is June 2, 2026 at 10 a.m. at Place Meeting Room, Dpwh Regional Office Number 4A, Tandubang Interchange, Barangay Mayapa, City of Calambalan. ITP clause 25.5A, partial bid is not allowed. The infrastructure project is packaged in a single lot and shall not be divided into sublots for the purpose of bidding, evaluation, and contract award. ITP clause 25.5B, bid correction is not allowed. ITP clause 25.3, the quality component criteria, quality and technical merit, approach and methodology, tools and equipment, organization, qualification, and experience of staff assigned to the contract, ongoing contracts and work commitments, delivery conditions, social, environmental, economic, and innovative characteristics. ITB Clause 18.1, number of bid copies. Each bidder shall submit 3 copies of the first and second components of its bid. The procuring entity may request additional hard copies and or electronic copies of the bid. However, failure to comply with such request shall not be a ground for disqualification. ITB Clause 30.3, the performance security shall be in the form of a blank guarantee. Number 1, the amount shall not be less than 10% of the contract price. For ABC of 2,247,473,420 pesos, the performance security is approximately 224,747,342 pesos, which comprises of 10% of the ABs. ITB Clause 29.3S, additional contract documents. A. Construction schedule and S-curve. B. Manpower schedule. C. Construction methods. D. Equipment utilization schedule. E. Construction safety and health program approved by DOLE. And F. PERT or CPM or PDF. That is all for the bid data sheet. Thank you.
PO and present.
Yes po, sir.
So question and answer.
Yes po.
Really as you can please. Both on site or online for any clarifications or questions.
Dr. Lantos, Anthony po from Santa Clara International Corporation.
Yes, sir, good afternoon.
Recently po nag-issue po tayo ng supplemental reporting institution is the changes in the project duration from 60 months to 20 months. However, po sa GCC o sa special conditions of the contract, may naka-mention po na the intended completion date is March 14, 2027. BCC plus 1.1.
Searching and second.
Action lang ako.
May pinapasay ko lang sir, but definitely correction. For correction,
Okay.
and 20 months to.
Ako, 20 months. Kaya ako sa TCC kasi naka-mention
Yes, sir. Yeah, po na.
Yes. Then sa advance payment po natin. Naka-mention po rin po sa GCC na contractor may prepare sessional DED and submit them up to your entity for review and acceptance and the corresponding partial NTP before construction. Kung naka-receive na po kayo ng partial NTP, can we, pwede daw kami mag-request for the second installment ng advance payment for the construction or the civil works. Kasi dalawang installment po yung kami po natin yung advance payment. Kasi hindi pa po tapos yung 8 months, meron na po tayong 8 months po yung nakamitin po rin yung DED 8 months. Pero kung makaga po, meron na pwedeng simulan. Pwede na po kayo hindi na yung 8 months para i-claim yung second installment ng down payment.
Pwede po mag-overlap po yung 8 months sa DED. Parang pag natapos na po yung first section ng DED, pwede po proceed sa construction stage pa.
Pwede naman. I guess based on the TOR po sir, we make a sorry.
Then for the key personnel cell, medyo may discrepancy po sa big data shoot na line of key personnel versus dun po. May naka-mention din po sa special conditions of the contract. Medyo malaki po yung difference in terms of positions and number of persons per position. Ang laki po ng discrepancy.
Tsaka lang.
So po kaya mag-convert yung GCC or yung BDS.
Sige.
Confirm mo na on
GCC.
maybe just
Ma'am, please. Yung ano daw pala, yung sa personnel daw po sa GCC. May nakita
Sa mismong bidding do.
meeting daw.
Ay, hindi ko lang yung dito. Wait lang po. Ikunin pa lang.
ano mo requirements natin ba? Ano po is specific sir yung pinaka-confirm po nila.
Okay lang.
Ano po specific na personnel po, yung requirements.
Ano ba yun sa pang DED o yung
Magkaiba raw yata yung sa bid. Sa GCC, tsaka sa TO.
Yes. Nandun
Sa GCC daw, tsaka sa TO.
ito yung nandito sa BDS.
Apo tayo sa BDS.
Yes, wala sa BTS po, sir.
So, ito po yung ito yung requirement natin.
Apo.
Ito po yung mag-over search. So, i-recalculate na lang po natin yung nandun sa GCC versus BDS natin. Kasi as per our planning, ito po yung ito na lang yung requirement natin for the person.
Sige pa. Kasi mas marami ko yata yung person na sa
GCC. Hindi po, sir.
kasi ito ay pang DED person.
And sa
Yung isa
position ko sa PDS, environmental specialist, as yung tipo the qualification is electrical engineer, whereas the position is environmental specialist.
Environmental specialist.
Ano po sir?
Ang requirement, sir, is electrical engineering na talaga.
Baka tayo. Tayo ng traffic.
Tayo po, ngayon po yung
Baka tayo po lang po sir. Electrical po dapat. Sige po sir. Note lang.
meron po, sir.
Yung sa equipment, sir, wala po tayong quality yan.
Meron na po kami sir, actually.
For the requirements, so, meron ka na ba dyan?
Meron na po kami number sir.
As per the DOR.
Meron na rin po. Hindi lang po na-display dito sir.
Yun, sir, i-update po natin yung sa requirement po sa
Tapos sa PD documents din po, yung sa section 2 po, meron po tayong checklist po lang ng technical and financial, which is the normal local funded lineup sa 2 checklist. Then dun po sa section 7 po yata or 8, yung mga bidding forms, which is parang different dun sa section 8. Which is parang pattern naman siya sa mga foreign funded forms, yung technical bid form, the letter of technical bid. Ano po kayo susundin natin checklist or maybe request of official checklist for submission?
Okay, sir. I-reconcile na natin yung engineering plan. Parang hindi lang yan na-update. This is a locally funded approach siya. So we will use the checklist for
Kasi maraming forms po yan sa iba po yung forms.
yes, iba po yung forms we're already funded. We'll take note of them.
Then doon sa major category and revisions, and yung similar category, nag-revise po tayo and i-remove the asphalt and inat po natin yung panel. Actually, the major works here is bridge, but po kaya hindi inasibya ang bridge construction.
Kasi po 12% lang po nag-comprise siya ng approved budget of the contract. 12% lang po siya.
Kasi yung sa tannery po natin, I don't know how Dpwh yung category, yung amount sa tannery. Kasi malaki kanina, yung PCC ko lang, kasi baka sabi yung operator niya, tannery ko parang, although wala talaga siya, basically wala siya sa scope of work yung gagawin natin.
Wala pong tannery.
So, you're going to include the
also, we request, kasi if we are dedicated, so one ready for buying,
sir,
yung category.
yan lang natin yung ginagawa ulitin. But you are asking if the asphalt,
Asphalt ko,
Yes.
actually, natin
Okay na po. Tinanggal na po.
Tapos isama po siya doon sa
Yung bridge po yung isasama.
kasama yung bridge.
Originally po kasama yung bridge eh. Tapos po hindi po kasi siya na-beat ng 40%. Kaya po tinanggal po namin. Major category.
So,
Ayun po, sadya po talaga tinanggal yung bridges kasi po hindi po nag-meet ng 40% ng threshold para maging major work category.
Since hindi siya major, hindi required
Actually,
hindi na kailangan.
actually po parang dito lang.
siya, pero yun lang sa definition ng major category. Since yung 44 na inalis na.
Inalista. As per UC Claro.
Yun yung final.
Mukha po pa namin sa book, sir. Hindi po kasi po technical very ako. Okay, so i-check ko sa bago yung scope.
And tunneling, sige. Pwede lang po ba? Maintenance po ako kasi baka pwedeng ma-display yung number of
Kasi hindi umabot sa threshold. Kaya
sarap po, tinanong po nila. Pwede lang po mapakita. Bilbulitin ako. Kasi parang sa Bintok set, TBD po siya. So ilalagay lang po natin yung tamang treatment.
Sa foundation na sa scope, kasama po yun. Kung ano yung nakalagay doon.
Opo. Hindi lang po declared na major work category.
na major reach is
Yung nakalagay panel kasi.
PCC ko lang experience ko na this experience napaka-delikado.
Yun just low addition.
Sige.
I-relating po namin sa centers. Actually, discipline coordination naman po sa central office namin. So lahat po nung mga posts then ay kumbaga na clear po from central office. So if may mga queries po na din, we may also relate to the central office.
I-formalize din po.
Yes, para mas in detail, sir, ma-discuss ko namin sa same.
Sa isa na lang po yung kasi may ko siya sa Dpwh.
Also, hindi ka po, sir.
Yung category of works, nabawa kay tatlong category of works doon. At tapos yung tatlo na yan nasa single contract, nandun siya lahat. Makikita yung bridge, makikita yung panel, makikita yung PCC. Tinatotal niyo po ba yan to meet the required 50% of the use?
Opo, sir. Tinototal.
Tinatotal.
Opo.
Pero po, secure sulit na po. Kasi saka, last na lang po, kasi na-mention na unofficial, ano ba ito, sa paper, kung baka po yung GPP.
Yes, sir. Ako, for information of all focus. Ongoing po kasi from GPP yung evaluation. Review ng mga bitops natin, even the POR. So, kung may nakita ko kayong mga na-mention para medyo discrepancy. So, hindi pa rin naman po nila. So,
Yes, sir.
yes, sir.
In that case, we shall.
Yes, sir.
POR.
Yes, sir. But we may still submit those comments na na-mention po kanina. At least we can see forward into the center and hopefully kung may sagot po sila or clearance po ba, we may include that and submit to the GPP para po ma-incorporate siya.
Sige po.
Meron po questions, sir? Good afternoon po. From Chile, Manalo, I'm Randy dito. Yes, sir. So, good afternoon. Given the nature of this project for building the second build and lump sum, was something like that. Because our submission is, as well as the review of the DOR still ongoing. So we still proceed to June 2026 submission. We are anticipating po na sana within this week or at the most next week meron na pong very seeing GPP. And if okay na po siya and may clearance na rin from the central, proceed po siguro yun according as scheduled. If in case wala po, then we may postpone or suspend po siya. Kasi hindi naman po pwedeng ituloy namin na hindi pa po approve. At yun nga po, may mga points po ni-raise sir from Sir Takla para at least maisama po siya. If kailangan or take note of those comments. Gusto pa po sir na meron po ba kayong i-schedule na site inspection? Joint site inspection o pwede na niya? Request na lang po siguro sir. Kasi medyo malaki po yung area site. But we can arrange for that once you make the request. Ano po ba sir sa pagbibili po kami ng documents, ano po ba yung kaasahan namin mga documents para enhance namin sa pagbuo ng costing namin? Yun sir, again, we are still waiting from the GPP. Yun po yung ano doon. So, as I mentioned po, kung this week or next week, masasabi po natin po matutuloy at saka mapipili po yung mga big documents. Kasi under, ano po siya, evaluation ng GPP. Noted sir, thank you very much. So the reason why we say adopted the pre-prop para po we get some inputs probably from the possible or would-be bidders. Kaya we still proceeded with this. So sakto po may mga queries kayo, we will relay this to the central office and sa GPP.
Plus, importante lang po kasi sa design component ng first submission natin. Mention po sa section 2 yung preliminary design. Pero wala akong list kung ano kaya yung mga preliminary design for submission natin. Para while waiting for the penalty or brainstorm na rin natin with our design.
Mention sir, DOR dito, DOR natin.
Pwede ka mo kami present.
Hindi na siya.
May kanina pa. Kanina pa. Hindi, yun lang.
Kasi kung dati mo change as ng sorry.
Ito po sir.
There's ano po ulit yung question, sir?
Sa section 2 yung preliminary design for bid submission.
Mitsubishi. Ay, wala ata sa amin.
Preliminary design.
Ano po sa technical component?
Sa bito.
The question is what are the
Ano po yung content ng preliminary design is sasabihin? Ano po?
Preliminary design. Patay. Ito na po.
Si general po.
any expected output from po? Yes. May output every sa preliminary design.
Para ba kayo kabin ka sa tubo?
Nakita yun sa mga sige.
Oh, bilang ba?
Ma'am, si ano po, ay Ma'am Chimby. Si Ma'am Ivy nga. Ma'am Ivy.
Ayun po, balik siya kayo.
Sige. Wait lang po, sir. Wala po, sir. Wala po, sir. Hindi ko po lang po. Ito po preliminary further in studies po.
Section of cost.
Anong plus? Sa bid docs.
Picture.
Preliminary design.
Hindi po sa BDocs po, sir. Sa BDocs. Section 3. Para may cost 12 po. Hindi po kasi ako gumawa na ito.
Central ka,
Yan. Hindi po.
Pwede mo pang i-extend para buhok sa piso, mag-reflect sa message ka dito para po ito.
Ay, hindi po kumano.
Ay, hindi ko na extend pa. Talagay ko doon. Po mo na tingin ng videos. Ito kayo dito. Tama. Hindi, pinating ano yan. Nasa waiting na kayo ka. Okay. Ito. Ito na lang sa iyo. Sige, pero pwede dito. Pinababa ko si Jan pinakal. Or di ba na ethics?
Nandito sir sa ako.
Sir, yung with regards to the output, sir, yung ating detailed engineering design po is po yung output natin. So ito yung plan po natin, subject for review ng DO ng Bureau of Design in Dpwh.
DED. Question ko namin, simple, preliminary design na sinasabit during bidding. Sa bidding ba? Ano kaya yung mga drawing?
Sa bidding po.
Sa bidding stage pa. Kasi may nakalagay na preliminary design.
Even if it's a external sir.
Except for design,
Ano yun dyan?
ano
Saan ko
Bidding docs po eh.
kasi usually po, sa mga design and good na experience namin, nilalagay din po sa videos. Kung ano yung mga record for
Kaya naman yung pagka-extend.
Ay, hindi ka po. Di na po sa tiwari.
Isa dito eh. May mga sinasabit po ba na preliminary design? Baka kasi doon lang sa bidding. Sa dyan nakalagay.
Bidding doc.
Anyway, sir, susulit na lang po namin for your
Sige po, sir.
sa bidding po kasi, hindi po Hindi ko na rin sure kung napapasa ko yung preliminary design.
Maganda sa mga.
Alam po yan.
Also, we have to, kasi nasa bidding list po siya na section 2. Preliminary process.
Okay, sorry po. Baka po mga sample po ng mga nagawa nyo dati na preliminary design po sila. Hindi po. That's a project.
The bidding list was, kasi yung sila sa pinaka-answer.
Since we formalize me naman po siya, we will reply with 48 program. Para at least dahil din ko lahat ng prospective bidders na. Thank you.
Hindi mo na pala sa tayo.
Question to all leaders of our
Minimum performance.
wala na po.
Sa buong bagal.
Anyway, pwede naman po simulan for clarification.
Pero minimum performance specification standard. Minimum performance specification.
Saan yun? Meron tayo.
Hindi ko po alam.
Sa kanila yun, sa POR. Pero wala akong nilagay na POR.
Well,
Kailangan po sir. Okay po, so
ayun.
we don't close the meeting. So again, reminder lang po sa mga prospective bidders natin who intend to submit questions and clarifications, they will do so in writing. Para we will be able to reply accordingly. Okay, so again, thank you very much for our attendees, our observers, auditors, and also attended online. Thank you very much.